Good morning, Central Baptist Church family. I hope this finds you doing well. I'd like to take a moment and share with you a devotional thought from the book of Proverbs. And it comes from Proverbs 21, verse 31. And it reads, "The horse is prepared for battle, but victory is from the Lord." Now, one of the things that stands out the most to me about this verse is the principle of the sovereignty of God, which simply means that God has a plan for your life. He's got a plan for my life. He's got a plan for the church. He's got a plan for this world as well. And nothing can stand in the way of his plan being fulfilled, no matter what circumstances look like. When we look in this verse, we see the image of a horse. It basically points to an army that's ready to go out to battle. The soldiers are ready. The generals have already strategized what their battle plan looks like. The weapons are ready. The sources of food are ready. Yes, the horses also are ready. The chariots are ready. They're ready to go out, and they think they stand a very good chance of winning this battle. But the lesson is that not always does the best and biggest and most prepared army win. It doesn't always happen like that. And we certainly see that to be true when we look at the Old Testament stories of how God intervened for the nation of Israel. We see in Exodus, when Israel is fleeing out of Egypt, that God parted the Red Sea, and that the superior Egyptian army of Pharaoh was not able to win that day. Israel won that day. We see in 1 Samuel when Israel was facing the Philistines and their one unmatched huge warrior named Goliath, we see that God brought deliverance through a small young shepherd boy named David. In the book of 2 Kings, we see that the king of Assyria is threatening King Hezekiah, who was the king of Judah, that he was going to come and take his land. He was going to take his people from him, that no other nation had stood in his way, and that Judah would be no different. Hezekiah and Isaiah, they prayed, and the Lord promised them that the Assyrian army would not step a single foot inside the capital city of Jerusalem, that there would be no shots fired, no arrow would be shot, and he fulfilled the promise. The night before battle, the Lord struck down 185,000 Assyrian soldiers. The battle never took place, and Judah had victory through God. God often works in these ways to show that it's not the things that we do, the things that we plan, or the great strategies that we have, but it's His will and it's His work that brings about His plan. And so I'd like to encourage you with that, just to know that no matter what you face, by faith in Jesus Christ, God will definitely be with you, and He will guide you, and He will deliver you, and He will fulfill His plan. Now, probably the greatest and most profound example is the historical account of Jesus, and this is what we can always ground our faith in. The story of Him on the cross, when it seemed that the pride of the Jews and the power of the Romans formed the perfect storm to shipwreck Jesus' mission of salvation, God proved otherwise. We find that even though Jesus did die, He rose from the dead. We see that although He gave His life, through faith in Him, He gave life to many. And so we can take comfort in that, knowing that God is with us through Christ, and He's going to guide us to fulfill His plan. Now, there's another side to this truth. There's a second side to this coin, so to speak, that's maybe a little harder to accept, and it's basically this. Sometimes the horse belongs to you. And what I mean by that is that it's not always a matter of what we're fighting against, but sometimes it's a matter of what we're fighting for. And so many times we have this idea in our mind, this desire, this goal, and we put all of our pieces in place, and we plan, and we make sure that we're ready, and we go forward, and we're trying to achieve this thing. And for some reason it does not work out. Many times we can initially be discouraged by this. Why will God not let me have this? Why will He not let me do this thing or achieve this goal? But I would say that if we dig deeper spiritually, we can see that what God is really doing is showing that we don't need that at this time, and that He is still fulfilling His plan for our life. I've got 3 quick application points for us. Number 1, we can trust God through our battles. Number 2, we can thank God for victories that only comes through Him. Number 3, we can submit our plans and goals and desires to Him and His will. The Lord is faithful. The Lord has a plan for your life. Jeremiah 29:11 says, the Lord does not wish to harm you. He wishes to give you a hope and a future, and He will certainly do that. Greater is He that is in you than he that is in the world. I pray that this has been encouraging, and I pray that the Lord would guide you this day as you follow Him. Thank you, and God bless you.